Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In the previous video we have learned about this result. This result is about two finite subgroups of a given group. Suppose it is a group which is denoted by G. Then what we do, we define some set which is the multiplication of these two subgroups, that is HK. It consists of all the elements of this kind, which is the product of the first element which is present in this capital H, and the second element is a member of this capital K, right? So what would be the order of this subgroup HK? It would be equal to the order of H multiplied with the order of K divided by the order of the intersection of H and K. So now let's move forward and look at the proof of this particular theorem. For the proof here, what we wanted to calculate the total number of elements which are member of this set HK, right? So we wanted to calculate the order. So we wanted to determine how many distinct elements are present in HK. This is our aim here. So for that, we know the total elements including repetitions, they in the set HK, they are written as, because the first element is being taken from H and the second element is being taken from K, so that means the total elements would be the number of arrangements of HK, and they would be arranged in the form, because in total we have suppose m elements here in H and n elements there in K, so therefore this product would be m. We can arrange HK into m cross n arrangements, right? So this is what I have written. So it is total elements in H multiplied with total elements in K. So this implies we have the order of HK is equal to order of H multiplied with order of K. Now why is this so? Why we are able to write the order of HK as the product of order of H and the product of order of K? In fact, this product here would contain repetitions also, because we may have elements of this kind HK, that this product is equal to H dash K dash, where H is not equal to H dash and K is not equal to K dash. However, their products could also be the same. For example, if we have the number 4 into 3 and we have the number 6 into 2, the numbers, they are different, however the product is the same. So there may be repetitions of such kind in HK. So therefore we wanted to eliminate those repetitions. So basically we have to divide by some number. So let's look for that number. What is that particular number? So here, in order to determine the order of this HK, we need to look for this particular number, right? So what we need to do, we need to find such elements which are repeating in nature. So for that, what we do, we consider some element which is present both in H and K. So that means it is present in their intersection. So therefore, if T is present in the intersection of H and K, so H is some member of capital H. So HT is also member of capital H. There is no issue. And moreover, for K, because T is present in K and we know this element, so T inverse would also be present in K, and we know K, small k is present in capital K, so that means their product is also present in capital K. Why? Because we have, it is because we have K as the subgroup of the given group G. So using this, taking this thing in mind, we have both this element as well as this element. This element is a member of capital H and this element is a member of capital K. Okay, having said this thing, now we may write this product HK. Now what we are doing, we are writing HEK. There is no issue. E is the identity. Now in place of E, what we are doing, we are writing TT inverse K. And now we are shifting using the associative property to write it like this. So we have expressed this HK as some element here, some element here. This first element is taken from capital H. The second element is taken from capital K. So that now we are able to represent this HK using T. What is T? T is some member which is present in the intersection H intersection with K, right? So it is equal to, so such kind of elements, how many of them are there in total? We have at least such combinations are at least the order of H intersection K products in HK. Why? Because the number of elements which are present in the H intersection K, so all such elements T which are present in H intersection K, for all such T we may write this a combination of this kind. So we may express HK in at least that many particular ways in this manner, right? And moreover, because we know we are taking HK is equal to H dash K dash, we wanted to determine all those combinations of HK which are repeating. So that means we are looking for this thing where obviously H is not equal to H dash and K is not equal to K dash. We are assuming this thing. Now we wanted to determine what is this H dash and what is this K dash, and can we write it in terms of T? If yes, because T was an arbitrary element, we may write it in terms of any element which is a member of H intersection K. So let's move forward and view this thing. Now we are assuming HK is equal to H dash K dash. We also have HK is equal to HT and T inverse K. So for that it implies that this thing, the right hand side here HT T inverse K is equal to this right hand side H dash K dash. So we have HT T inverse K is equal to H dash K dash. From here you see this thing is equal to this thing. This give you HT is equal to H dash. From here we obtain the value of T as H inverse H dash. So this is what I have written here, and by the second calculation here for the second term, this thing is equal to this thing, right? So we have T inverse K that is equal to K dash. From here what is the value of T? T is equal to K dash inverse. This is simple calculation, right? Pre and post multiplying by various quantities and then simplifying. So we have the value of T as some member in H and the value of T as some member in K, because this K and K dash are members of capital K, and H and H dash, they are members of capital H. So this T is present in both H as well as K, so it is present in their intersection. So from here you can see we can equate these first two expressions from here. From here we can calculate what is the value of H dash. H dash is equal to H into T. So we have obtained the value of H dash from here, and similarly using the first and third term here, equating them, we have T is equal to K dash inverse, right? From here what is the value of K dash? K dash comes out to be T inverse of K. You can simplify this term and check it by yourself. So from here we are able to calculate H dash and K dash in terms of the previous H and K and the newly obtained T, which was some member of H intersection K. Now T was arbitrary member, so we may express this repetition in as many ways as there are T present in this intersection, right? So what does it imply? It implies that for each element in HK which is repeating, it could be expressed exactly by all those elements which are members of H intersection K. So that means this is expressed exactly as the number of elements which are present in H intersection K. So that means this is the number that is repeating. So that means we need to divide by this order of H intersection K in order to have our result. So this is what is our result, and this is what we are looking to prove, right? So I hope you understood the proof of this theorem well. That is it for this video. Thank you for watching.